And I know it's difficult to kind of put everybody in one basket because the difference between the haves and the have-nots in retail is such a huge gulf at this point. But what would you say about your members in terms of where they stand right now, how strong they are, how many of them are going to be able to come back, how many of them are going to be able to thrive in this environment?
Yeah, well, Becky, obviously this is incredibly encouraging news, and I think it's consistent with what we heard CEOs and retail executives and other retail leaders saying about the end of April, that they saw momentum even in late April that just continued. And so there was significant pent-up demand, as Steve and Mike just said. You saw the relief checks getting out there. You saw the unemployment benefits going to the right places. So all the work in the CARES Act and the supplemental work, I think, provided a big jolt that we needed. And retailers have been adapting to serve their customers in new and different ways. I think the big question really, because the big retailers, and you've seen the reports of what Walmart did and Target and companies like BJ's and Lowe's and many others, and how well they've performed. So the big question will be what happens to those small independent, those mid-sized companies. Can we get the rest of the economy moving quickly enough that we can bring the small businesses along, because they're the ones that don't have the same resource capabilities. They don't have the same supplier relationships. They get hit harder and they get hit first. And so we need to bring them back quickly.
What's the answer to that question that you just posed? Because that is the question that people are looking at. Is there a way to do it? What needs to happen so that the smaller businesses don't get left behind?
Well, I think Steve made an interesting point, and the time that you spent earlier in the conversation at the bottom of the hour talking about some of the therapeutic, this potential promise of this new therapeutic, and how it can help here, that we're really driven into this recession, which maybe, as Steve said, will be the shortest on record. We got driven into it because consumer confidence was in the tank. People pulled back. We closed the economy. So keeping the economy open, I think, is going to be the best relief for these small businesses. We can't go into lockdown mode again. Retail shopping in and of itself is not an unsafe act. We saw that with these economic first responders that remained open throughout the last 3 months. And our Operation Open Doors program shared that knowledge, those experiences, those lessons with the companies that were forced to close. So as we go forward, there's no reason that many of those businesses that were forced to close should be closed again, large or small. And we know that that's going to work a real economic hardship. And we also know that the mere act of being open is not unsafe. It's been done safely by all those other companies. So I think, Becky, the answer is for those other businesses, small and large, the only real relief, ultimately, there's not enough money in Washington. The Fed is doing extraordinary things. The Congress is doing extraordinary things. There's not enough money. We have to keep the economy open, and we can do it safely, and we've demonstrated that.